Hey guys, I'm Brian with TTPs, and for the last video of the week, hopefully it provides a little bit of info for the next as you enter the next week, since um, this one will be about physical fitness again, and hopefully you start off next week strong. Um, so a little bit of background about why I wanted to talk about that. I did gain a little bit of weight after I left the military, and I was contemplating, why did that happen? Um, so when I joined the army, I was 5'8" and 128 pounds. When I weighed in for combatives a couple weeks later, after doing all that cardio, I was 126 pounds. Um, and then when I left the military, 7 years later, I was sitting around 170, currently about 180. So you might be wondering why I was so skinny for most of my career. Honestly, during my military career, I wasn't very strong. I wasn't the weakest person, but I wasn't the strongest person. Um, I found it hard to gain any kind of decent size while I was in, and part of that was because of how PT is structured. I didn't really ever eat breakfast before heading into an early PT session just because it was so early. I was getting up at 4:30, 4:45 ish every day to make it there for PT at 6:30, just because of the standards of the unit on how early to arrive. So basically, most of the PT um, was cardio, to be honest, especially at Fort Campbell. Uh, you're rucking and running all the dang time. You have quarterly goals that you have to hit: 4x32, 4x36, 6 mile ruck march, 12-mile ruck march, stuff like that, 25-mile ruck march. Um, so you're doing a lot of fasted cardio, typically not eating in the middle of a run or anything like that, on top of the PT test, the Ranger PT test as well. Um, One of the reasons why a lot of guys gain a lot of weight during deployment, gain a lot of muscle mass, is because it's more conducive to that bodybuilding lifestyle. If you're not out on mission and you're either eating, sleeping, or lifting, those are your main activities outside of that. So it's conducive to that a more strength based lifestyle. Um, Regardless of environment, your diet primarily consists of high loads of caffeine. Um, so you're always on some kind of stimulant, whether it's caffeine, smoking, things like that. So that stuff keeps your weight down because you're burning off those calories. And because of all that cardio and all those stimulants, you get away with a lot of bad habits, at least in the with the way the height and weight system has been set up. And um, so you basically get to eat a bunch of junk food, and that doesn't really help you perform better. Um, if you think about structuring your lifestyle, even in the military, around performance, you're going to incorporate not only cardio, but uh, more strength based stuff, more power based events. And by focusing on eating food that increases your performance, your body weight will naturally adjust to what it should be. So um, that's a lot of things that the military doesn't take into account, mainly because they micromanage um, the way that it should be, and don't account for the individual differences between people's bodies, their body types, and how they react to different foods. So um, those are things to keep in mind as you get out, and you might um, get a you might have a better routine that allows for more sleep. Um, you might not feel the need to use caffeine as much, or you might still be overcompensating for caffeine on a less active lifestyle. Continuing to eat bad foods, you might get away in the military with eating fast food all the time, eating junk food, going to the shop at and grabbing a monster and some gummy bears. that doesn't really uh, work in the civilian world if you're not doing all that cardio and those extra physical events all the time. So just to be cognizant of how your lifestyle has changed and what you're actually needing to intake to maintain or lose weight. So hopefully that helps with your athletic performance, your physical fitness. Um, Certainly, putting on a few pounds after the military is not always a bad thing, but many people go through it, and it's up to you at this point to take care of it. You're no longer being forced to go on runs, so it takes some individual accountability. So, thanks for listening. This is Brian with TTPs, and hope this helped you provide some food for thought for your physical fitness next week. Thanks.